Well, the time has come to officially launch what we've been speaking about here on BATV now for a couple of months, and it is the new whole of sport IT system, which is currently being rolled out right across Australia through all the states and territories and clubs. And the time has come, as I said, to launch this brand new initiative, a new face for the sport of bowls right around Australia. And we've joined up with one of the key members of the working party. He is Bowls Victoria's Marketing, IT and Publications Manager Paul Winslow, who has been an integral part of the planning and development of the new Whole of Sport IT program. And we're here in the brand new offices, incidentally, of Bowls Victoria. And Paul, not only is the IT system new for you, but this whole environment is new.
Yep, whole new start for us. So feels like we're modernising very, very quickly. So new office and then new website on the same day. Been a long time coming, a lot of planning, but we're nearly there.
Step us through just how long and what the planning process has been all about.
Well, the planning process for the IT system's taken probably a couple of years from when it was first decided that we needed to pinpoint a new way forward. A lot of planning went on, and then we employed IMJ STG and partnered up with them. And since then, we've spent probably over 2 months, 10 weeks sitting down with them and deciding how to implement that and plan out exactly how we can roll the system out.
Is one of the key elements of this new system the fact that it is all of the states and territories on board using the same system and a real collaborative approach, and also an integration of all the information from each state and territory?
I think certainly when it comes to having a national database, that's probably the most important thing, to have everybody on the same database. Makes things a lot easier for clearances, makes it a lot easier for clubs to actually access their own information. So the database element of it, it's the fact that everybody's on board is fantastic. When it comes to all of the other elements, we've got a competition management element, event management, and the new websites. The collaborative approach is also beneficial, not quite so important, but it just means everybody's got access to really powerful tools.
And it's been a rather fragmented approach in previous years. This is something brand new, and it's, I suppose the key here is that it's going to be a common face and a common brand for the sport right across the country.
Absolutely. All of the states and territories obviously are different, but ultimately they're all the same as well, and working together to promote a face of bowls that actually is consistent and coherent, so that we're actually promoting the sport across the board nationally has got to be a good thing.
We've got over 1,950 clubs right across Australia. Talk about your state specifically and the clubs that you've got involved. How many have signed on to the new program?
Yeah, we've been pretty successful. So we've got about 130 clubs, regions and divisions have already signed up for a new website, and we've been dealing with issues with them and helping them along the way. So we've got a lot of new websites up there on a local level as well as the STA websites.
All right, well, let's take a look at your new website.
Let's do that.
Well, Paul, only a couple of days away from the actual launch date itself. July the 1st is the first date for all the websites to be up live. You've done a lot of work with your own personal website here at Bowls Victoria, ready for the 1st of July. Take us through a couple of these key elements, and we spoke earlier about the aspect of all the states being linked from each state's website and easily navigated to each of the states. Talk us through that from your website.
Yeah, it's part of the sort of integrated approach and the benefits of the whole sport system. So simply click on this. We've got instant access to all of the other sites, so you can navigate simply between them. Just wandering down through the site, we've got quick links to all of our Facebook, Twitter and YouTube, so that hopefully we can integrate our social media with our websites even better than we have done before.
And that's an area that you're focusing on more and more, isn't it, that social media platforms?
Yeah, I think organisations have to. The take-up in bowls has been fairly slow, but it's certainly building momentum, so we're hoping that we'll be able to benefit from having a new website. Just the main news panel there is fairly straightforward, but there's easier access to more news stories. The events calendar is something that's fairly new to Bowls website, so it just means that people can actually get easy access to a calendar to find out exactly when all of the events are going on. And one of our favourite new ones is the Find a Club feature, which is actually all linked into Bowls Australia's website. but you can go into there, just type in a postcode and type in a radius, and it'll basically find all of the clubs with a little Google map on there and their address and then link to their website. So it's a lot easier to actually find bowls clubs in a certain region, whether you're travelling and you want to go and have a roll up at a different club, or for new people who come to our site and want to find somewhere to join up.
There's a area there for subscribe to your e-newsletters.
Yeah, I mean, we've always run a bulletin which we send to our clubs every week, but something I've been wanting to do for a long time is actually having these newsletters so that we can communicate directly with the bowlers and our members. Now we'll have the facility to do that, and I think that'll be a lot better for communicating around the state.
This whole program will help clubs and the states and territories communicate to members from a club point of view and from a state point of view to the clubs in a more electronic way and easily consumable fashion.
Absolutely, and it's all built into the system, so it's very, very easy to create a list of people. For sake of example, you can put in an age range, you can put in a postcode range, and actually really boil down a certain group of people if you want to talk to them about a certain event. And clubs can do that, we can do that at our level, you can do it at our level, and all of those emails are sent from within the system, they're recorded within the system, so there's no need to actually go into your email and actually sort of send it manually. It's all automated, which is a fantastic facility.
From your own perspective, and I suppose you can speak on behalf of all the states who have to do the same thing, what's your message to all the clubs in terms of signing on to the whole of sport IT system, or if they are signed onto it and they have issues or concerns, what's the process about ironing out some concerns and contacting people in the know?
Well, so far, clubs have just had access to their own club websites, so we've had a lot of sign-ups to that, so it's been a really good take-up. We've spoken to a lot of clubs and hopefully assuaged some of their sort of fears and anxieties, and a lot of people have jumped on board. Now, the next stage of the rollout is to actually roll out the database and the competition management. We're going to have a lot of people who are very keen to sort of get involved in that. We'll just sort of say a slight bit of patience. It's got to be a phased rollout so that we can actually control it. But we're hopeful in the next sort of couple of months that we'll be able to get out, go and actually see people on a roadshow and actually show them the system, exactly how it works, how it can benefit their clubs. And I think, although this is just sort of almost the beginning of the road in some ways, in 6 months' time, then we'll have a system that hopefully lots of clubs will be using, and people will really sort of struggle to believe how we used to do things.
Also, has what's been a great coup for the whole program has been to secure a domain name that clubs will be able to use to clearly identify themselves as they are Google searched, if you like. Tell us a little bit about the bowls.com.
Yeah, so clubs have got two options. They can obviously register their own domain name, and a lot of clubs choose that option because it's nice to have a unique domain name that's basically belongs to you. But bowls.com.au was purchased by Bowls Australia, and it just means that if a bowls club doesn't want to register their own domain name, they can have their bowlsclub.bowls.com.au, which again, it sort of brings everybody under one umbrella. So like I say, there are benefits to both. Having a unique domain name is fantastic, but it's a great backup for people that don't.
Where can people go to find out who to contact? In the super user family that we call them now?
I mean, there's always regular news on our website, on Bowls Australia websites, and hopefully all the other STAs as well. So there's lots of news stories on there with contact details of the super users in each state. We've sent out information to our clubs in our bulletins as well. So the communication is out there. So yeah, basically make use of the new websites, and if people need to find out more or want to get involved, then give us a call at STA level.
Just in closing, what's the most exciting feature or the most exciting, I suppose, next phase for you from Bowls Victoria's point of view with your new website and the whole new program from database through to comp management? What's the thing that you're really looking forward to getting your teeth into?
I think the one thing everybody's really excited about is having a bowl-specific competition management system that will integrate with our websites. So hopefully before too long, when somebody's finished a pennant game, they'll be able to get on their smartphone, type their results in, it'll go into our system and appear on our website straight away, and that's a 21st century sports.
Paul, thank you very much for your time this morning. Great to work through your particular website and the dynamics of the whole of sport IT program. You've been an integral part of it. Congratulations to what you've done so far, and thanks for taking us through it.
Thanks.
Paul Winslow there from Bowls Victoria, the Marketing, IT and Publications Manager, stepping us through from a Bowls Victoria perspective, but of course it is the same right across the country with the whole of sport IT program.